Hello everyone, and welcome to Snowfell Charm School, where we use tarot cards to analyze personality, and we use personality to analyze relationships. I'm your host, Evangeline, and I'm going to get right into it. I'm going to lay out what I consider a case study, and while I do that, I'll go over a bit of my theories and my processes. All of my personality reviews are done with the Big Five personality assessment, as well as the DSM-5's personality disorders. Now, there are 10 personality disorders in the DSM-5. All this information is readily available on the internet if you feel inclined. But although there are only 10 in the DSM-5, I have a 12 personality system, so I've included 2 more personality spectrums. Now, the DSM-5 talks mainly about disorders, so as far as they inhibit someone's way of living. I talk about personalities as a spectrum. All these personalities exist in the world, and they must exist in the world for some reason. So trying to eradicate any of these energies does seem inappropriate. So we do this to practice radical acceptance. Now, these personality types interact with each other on a very interesting level. They all have a different reaction to different personality types, including their own. Some find themselves rather compatible and some do not. I have separated my 12 personality type system into 4 groups. The first group is going to be the romantic group, consisting of borderline, histrionic, and social. The second group is going to be unromantic, and that is going to consist of schizoid, paranoid, and schizotypal. The third group is, I consider, the romantic resistant, and that is going to include narcissistic personality, antisocial personality, and obsessive personality. And the last group is going to be called romantic desperate. And this is going to include dependent, avoidant, and stable personalities. Each group is sectioned on how their level of agreeability and their level of extroversion. Group 1 is going to be high in both. Group 2 is going to be low in both. Group 3 is going to be high in extroversion and low in agreeability. And group 4 is going to be low in extroversion and high in agreeability. Extroversion is going to be tied heavily to dopamine or Aphrodite pandemonia, and agreeability is going to be represented with or associated with oxytocin or Aphrodite urania. If you're interested in any of the terms that I am describing here, they are readily available on the internet. Otherwise, I'll do my best to explain them as we go. I do believe that in order to have a long-lasting, loving relationship, you must include, especially if it comes into a chosen romantic relationship as opposed to family or friends, it must contain equal parts dopamine and equal parts oxytocin, as well as a basis of serotonin. Serotonin being a basis for all cordial or friendly interactions. Some groups have easier access to these chemicals than others. The romantic group, or group 1, is going to have easy access to all 3 of these chemicals. And group number 2, or the unromantic, is going to have a difficult time developing or promoting these elements in themselves and others. Snowfell Charm School is a temple of Aphrodite, so we do focus heavily on the romantic personality types. But it is important to understand. There's quite a lot of barking outside. It's quite important to understand all of the personality types to see how they affect our romantic group. I sure do hope everything's okay outside. I'll put you in the middle here. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, please leave them in the comment section, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. If not, I will refer you to a resource that may be applicable to your concern. Okay, gonna overlap that a little bit. That a little bit. There seems to be quite the commotion outside. Is it any of my concern? No, it's not. Will it rectify itself? I'm sure it will. All right, so our client today is going to be represented by the, let me get my pointer, is going to be represented by the Wheel of Fortune. And the reason for their visit today is going to be represented by the Two of Cups. So our Wheel of Fortune individual is actually looking to be match made today. They're looking for a partner. This could be advice, or they may be looking for for lack of a better word, a candidate. So let's see. First, before we do any of our matchmaking, we must first assess who it is asking for our advice. What is their personality type? What are their strengths? What are their weaknesses? What are we working with here? So with the Wheel of Fortune, this is someone who is going to be kind of almost getting by. This is someone who is rather fortunate without much effort, I would say. Let's look a little into their background, and that is going to be the Seven of Wands. So this is someone who is actually, they may appear to be just fortunate, but they are rather deceptive. They are a little bit, they're opportunistic. So this is giving me a little bit of narcissistic energy here. Okay, this is a narcissistic personality type. This is not a disorder. This is a spectrum. This is someone who is simply on the spectrum of narcissism, indicated by their willingness to do things behind other people's back in order to gain some type of leverage or value, some type of prosperity. Now, their ambitions are going to be represented by the Five of Pentacles. So they're looking for, it's very interesting, they're looking for a more humble life. Maybe they're looking to change their ways, give things up. So this might be a person who has found someone according to our Two of Cups here on the side, they may have found someone that they're interested in and they're trying to make it work. They're willing to give up everything to make this work. How are we going to help this individual? You might ask. Well, first, let's look at the fact that they are very high in extroversion and very low in agreeability, especially concerning the Seven of Swords here. Um, so all we know really is that they are low in extroversion, or they're low in agreeability. So this could be any of the romantic resistance, including narcissism, antisocial, and obsessive. I would say that this is not obsessive due to their ambitions here. An obsessive would not be looking to do this. They would not be looking to give everything up, live a humble, a modest type of living. The narcissist, I am surprised that they are looking for this as well, but it does seem as though they might be. This could also be, this could be schizotypal, due to almost the erraticness of their Wheel of Fortune essence, and their kind of in the know of the background. What goes on in the background could be, it is giving a little bit of, this is the character that is coming to our advice. So, and I'm not surprised that a narcissist would come and ask for advice on how to win someone over. This is the energy that I'm getting so far. To support their background, we have the Tower as well as the Chariot. So this is someone that believes that it's almost giving it's a dog eat dog world. This is someone who says it's play or be played. This is someone who believes that the world is a very high stake type of environment. This is someone who's very independent, but rather pessimistic. As far as their ambitions go, it's going to be correlated with the Two of Swords as well as the Page of Swords. So this is someone who's making heavy decisions. This is someone who's getting new insight. This is someone who's getting new insight, some new information. Something's dawned on them, and now they have to make a decision. It does seem like the decision is, their ambition is to end up here in this modest, kind of like a modest living with another person, according to the Two of Cups we have there at the bottom of the deck. They're maybe looking for they're looking for advice, which is just exceptionally redundant, because we know that they're looking for advice. Otherwise, we would not be doing this reading today. But they're looking to make the right decision. What is the right decision, it seems? And on the side of, they want to make the right decision to avoid a disaster, to recover a disaster, to protect themselves from a particular disaster. And that's going to be emphasized by the Child of Cups. So this is someone who is like kind of open to, or it does seem like a new type of compromising has come to their attention. This is maybe someone who doesn't know that they're a narcissist. I do find that statement to be a little bit like, most narcissists know that they're a narcissist, but if most narcissists know that they're a narcissist, there has to be at least one a narcissist who doesn't know that they're a narcissist. Yeah, there must be, or this is someone who's come into some new enlightenment with these, with the children here. Something new has come into their life. It could be children. maybe, you know, this, it could be, I don't know why, because I thought about children. It could be that someone is looking for someone to share responsibilities with. Um, this is someone who might need some type of help, emotional help. They might be going through some type of emotional disaster with the Child of Cups here. Yeah, this is very interesting energy. I would say on the opposite of the Child of Cups, we have the Elder of Wands. Um, this is very contrasting energy. This is open and emotional, and this is, or open and agreeable, and this is conscientious and extroverted. So on the side of, this is gaining new information about what, maybe this is new information about what it means to be independent or capable. Um, a decision to avoid disaster. This is this is a decision to avoid disaster, and they need this, an open and agreeable energy. Maybe this is giving me a little bit like, this is a little bit of damage control. To be completely honest with you, this is a little bit of damage control, especially with a narcissistic type of energy here. Um, this is someone, I believe, this is someone who has a plan and willing to act on it. This is someone who's trying to bring this new information into a plan, trying to make the right decision to avoid disaster, and they believe that it is romantically involved. They're trying, I don't know what type of disaster you would have that you would need to be in a relationship to avoid it. I'm not sure what that is. But along with the Child of Cups, we have the Ten of Swords, which means that this might not be an option. Like it's almost like they need it to be an option, but either they might be worried that, especially since it has to do with, this has to do with they're looking for a match or to save. This is like almost like, this is couples counseling. This is someone who is trying to avoid, this is, I guess this is trying to avoid the end of a relationship. Yeah, this is someone who's trying to avoid the end of a relationship, and they have at least the ambition that they'll do anything to make that not the case. As far as the Elder of Wands goes, with the Two of Wands, they're willing to act, but again, it's like there's lots of two energy. The Two of Cups at the bottom of the deck, the Two of Swords here, and the Two of Wands here. This is someone who doesn't know which way to go, doesn't know the next step, doesn't know how to think, doesn't know where to go, doesn't know how to preserve their current relationship. It seems like this is a current relationship, or what they believe to be a current relationship. Yeah. As far as advice goes for the narcissist, I would say that your level of agreeability will always be the issue. Um, you need to learn how to live harmoniously if it is that you're trying to keep this relationship. If you're trying to keep a relationship and not live it harmoniously, then you're trying to keep a prisoner, basically. Um, but this is very much all very independent energy, and I would say that I would definitely ask this individual if they were in front of me, um, what what does your partner want? What does this potential partner want? What do they want? I can see what you want. You want to join at any means necessary. Um, what do they want? And if you don't know what they want, then I don't think you, if this is a current relationship or a past relationship, which it's giving both at the same time for some reason, um, if you do not know what they want, then you weren't really in a relationship with them because they probably told you already. I mean, everyone does. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you about that. But yeah, there's a lot of indecision with the Wheel of Fortune. You really were just kind of getting by, and like I don't. Maybe this you're trying to prevent this. You're preventing this exceptional disaster, and maybe you're looking for someone to like kind of start your modest living now with. This is giving me someone who had everything and lost it. This is someone who has and is willing to not have anymore. I'm gonna pull some confirmation cards or question cards to see what we are going to do with this energy. Um, Mostly because without the other person's participation in it, there's nothing really you can do. But maybe we'll see what were you thinking of doing? What was your plan? Maybe we can start by eliminating some ideas on some things. Maybe we can discuss what will not work better than what's supposed to work. I mean, definitely yeah, definitely the narcissist lacks the essence of Aphrodite Urania. They lack the ability to absorb and promote oxytocin in others. You need to learn how to like bond. You need to learn what loyalty is, especially with the Four of Sevens here, with the Chariot and the Elder of Wands. It's giving very much like you're not even making this decision with somebody else, and this decision involves somebody else. I think I want to do two more. I want to know why it is that you want this relationship, but maybe we'll get into it, I'm sure. Oh, well, I mean, I'm looking and I think I might know. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Chariot again. So this is like, my question to you is, are you doing this for your relationship or are you doing this for you? If you're doing this for you, it's not gonna work. If you're doing this for your relationship, then you already know what you need to do. I mean, you're definitely asking advice on what to do with this relationship. If you were in this relationship at any point, you know what to do. If you don't know what to do, you're never in this relationship and you might be doing this for selfish reasons. I'm going to start with the Ace of Pentacles over the new insight in the Chariot. So, oof, this is giving me, this is with a oh my God, this is giving me financial gain. So the information you got was that your current partner or the partner that you've broken up with or the situationship or whatever this is, And the Temple of Aphrodite, we don't like whatever this is. Not to say that it's necessarily wrong. I would just have gone to a different temple if you were looking for advice on. But I mean, it's love advice, so I can see why you came here. But it does seem like this is more about financial gain. I would have gone to the Temple of Hermes about that, or the Temple of Hades. Hermes or Hades would have been really good for financial gain. It does seem like you might be doing this for financial. With the Wheel of Fortune and the Seven of Swords, it's giving a little bit like financial gain. And it's kind of crazy that you're saying that you would give anything to have. It's like you would give up all your earthly possessions to gain this particular earthly possession. That's very interesting, and I think that's a very interesting way to think about a relationship or a person as a material gain. It's very objectifying. Again, I would have said Hermes or Hades for advice. You may want to go and speak with them after this, but I'm not surprised that you came here. I'm not surprised that you came here for this. For the 10 of Cups with the decision and wanting to avoid disaster, this is, oh, maybe this is interesting. It's like you want to kind of sneak your way into like a good family life. Sneak with the Seven of, so I can't help the Seven of Swords being here. But yeah, you're looking for this. But it's for you. It's like, really, you're not. This looks enticing to you. This is dopamine to you. Having a family life is almost like a fetish to you. Being in a relationship with someone who's more abundant than you is like a fetish to you. You know, I think this is really interesting when it comes to, I just did a reading on borderline, and now that we're doing a reading on narcissist personality, I can see why these personalities kind of gravitate towards each other, because the narcissist gains value from being taken care of, which is, you know, we're not upset with princess treatment here, but this is more like treatment law. I mean, this is princess law. This is more of a demand. Yeah, this is very like, this is a little bit of gold digger energy, whether male, female, or non-binary. Yeah, this is very gold digger energy. We also have, let's look at with the Chariot, we have the Eight of Coins, Eight of Pentacles, with the Chariot and the Elder of Wands. This is someone who is like really putting in the work to gain this status, this leverage, this partnership. Like they're working, it's like, they're working really hard behind the scenes. They are very, this is almost controlling. The combination of this is very obsessive, very fixated energy. This is very interesting. And then we have the Four of Swords up here. This is like, you only feel comfortable if you can control, but behind the scenes, like this is very manipulative energy. This is all about you. This is all about you. This has nothing to do with a partnership. And I would say that if you want that, I would have picked for you a partner. Maybe you don't have a partner and you're looking for a good partner to match your personality. And I would say that for this kind of controlling behind the scenes type of energy, if this was a little bit more upfront, I would say it would be obsessive. You could do antisocial and kind of like manipulate them into doing the things that you want. That's giving a little bit of um it's a like Bonnie and Clyde, but I don't know if one of them was pulling the strings and the other one was doing the footwork. But we're kind of getting into that. Um, you're pulling the strings and you're looking for someone to do the footwork. That's for personality number or personality group number 3. Let's see, personality group number 2. Um, the unromantics. I would say that paranoid could be a good one for you. They're gonna put a lot of footwork and they could be rather easily manipulated. And for let's get to group number 4, the romantic desperate, dependent. Dependent would do a lot of the footwork for you. They would do a lot of the work for you. They want to be of use for you. So I would maybe lean into that. If for personality group number 1, the romantics, I would say borderline. Yeah, I would say borderline. It's any of these are rather selfish. I mean, as an oracle of Aphrodite, I can't really say that I condone this type of energy. I you know, if it might be too late, but I would say that in the future I would not come to a temple of Aphrodite with these questions, with this goal in mind, with these intentions. If you do act on any relationship after this reading with this in mind, Aphrodite will punish you. It can't be helped. It really can't be helped. You're not doing this in the sake of love. You're doing this for a type of financial gain. Thus far, I haven't looked at these two yet, but yeah, I do think that coming here kind of like doomed you in a sense. If if you do act on any relationship after this reading, you will be cursed. You'll be cursed to suffer the thing that it is that you are wishing not to be. You're wishing to avoid something after this reading. If you're watching this reading, it will come to fruition. I'm a little bit I would say that I'm sorry to say, but it is my goddess's will. Like, there's nothing. I support her in everything that she does, and this is definitely giving me that she does not approve. Definitely does not approve of you walking in here like this. But let's continue with the Empress here next to the Tower and the Child of Cups. This is really like it's almost like you're trying to take advantage of Aphrodite herself, trying to get her to do all the work so that it's like you want to get princess treatment from Aphrodite, and Aphrodite is like the goddess of princess treatment. Again, you will be cursed if you aren't already. And then you have the Adult of Cups up here. I think that you have a history of manipulating emotions. I mean, narcissistic, so yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But not to be redundant or anything like that. But yeah, I guess this is a message to a lot of narcissists, but your pursuits to fetishize a loving soulmate-like relationship will be your demise. You will lose far more than you ever gained. I mean, 'tis unfortunate the decisions that we make. or the personalities that we're born into. I definitely would have said, as a narcissist, you must stay away from this energy. If you are going to rectify anything at the end of this, you must never ever interact with another person on the guise of an oxytocin based relationship. You do not bond. You cannot bond. You will not bond. You cannot absorb oxytocin. You cannot promote it in other people. If you do promote oxytocin in other people, it is a grand trick. And you will be punished. Yeah, you will be punished. You're destined for disaster. You must stay away from anything that is not purely and consensually sexual. This is the only area in the realm of Aphrodite in which you may participate in. You must only have a consensual dopamine situation in which both partners are experiencing dopamine. If you use the lie of providing oxytocin to maintain your dopamine, you will be punished to the highest degree. I would say to give up on this previous relationship or current relationship. I would not pursue this. Every step you take towards this is a step towards hell. This is very, and I always coin the narcissist as very much a vampiric type of energy, but you are condemned to live a life soulless because you just are. You just always been. I wanna leave this on a lighter note though. Um, that if you do stay away from these relationships, if you stay away from a relationship in the guise of being committed and having a loving married relationship or whatever family relationship, you must stay away from family. You must stay away from the idea of family. Whether it's your current family or a future family, you must stay away from partners with the idea of family. Your partners, you should stick with hookups or some type of. I do think the narcissist will do well in some type of fetish environment. You must stick to that. If you do stick with that and you commit yourself to avoid playing on the heartstrings of other people, you will find yourself rather comfortable. You will find yourself very much just where you are. I would say comfortable. You will continue with this Wheel of Fortune energy. Um, you will, not. I don't see anything that suggests that you will be exceptionally successful at anything. You will not rise higher than you are, but you can be comfortable. Well, actually, you know what? If you commit yourself to stay away from this, if you perform a form of chastity, if you will, in this regard, when it comes to sentimentality, um, you will live a you will live a comfortable life, um, just not fulfilling. Um, yeah, I would stick to the shadows if you wish to survive. If you stay away from if you stay away from the sentimental energy, you will maintain your work life, whatever that is. Um, your home life, whatever that, like your actual home, like whatever you rent or own or whatever it is, car is all of this is going to be, you're going to fall into material energy. Um, and I would stick with that. I would stick with the earthly, tangible things. Stay away from people unless it's a sexual arrangement. Um, you cannot be attached to anybody anymore. Um, you cannot be attached to anybody anymore. So yeah, I think that's all I have for you today. Um, yeah. Um, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did not enjoy the video, then that's your choice, and I completely understand. I hope that you have a wonderful morning, day, afternoon, evening, or night. If you do not wish to have a wonderful morning, day, afternoon, evening, or night, then that's your choice, and I completely respect it. Until next time, guys, I'll see you.